Okay. I have no idea what I'm doing here, but yeah, I'm using a second-rated camera. So if you the quality of the video is not too good, and I look all messed up, you know. But nonetheless, I'm testing all this YouTube stuff to see how it goes. I had intentions to do this on Facebook Live, better setting, but I have no idea as to how this works when it comes to the YouTube stuff. But I saw the option and I thought, okay, let me try it out and see how it goes. But I'm using the webcam from the laptop. So the next one would be a little bit more presentable. But for this one here, I have to find alternatives because, as you know, Facebook shut down my account because the AFC people. Yeah, let me get this out so I can hear myself speak. The AFC people, their mass reported me in the crowds, their droves, and they got Facebook to cancel my account. So I'm not in the mood to wear clothing right now. I'm really not in the mood, really. You know, I'm messed up because I'm fucked up. Okay, I'm miserable. When I'm calmed down, I'll be a bit more presentable. Right now, I don't feel like wearing clothes. That's it. So the Village Voice. Oh my gosh! Guess what? You have another headline. You know, look, look, look. He's on YouTube live without clothing. Look, look, look. The shirtless man. Not just shirtless, brother. But I'm here because a lot of things bothered me. And I wanted to spend some time talking about it. The intentions, I repeat, was to go live on Facebook. I have my suits, I have everything there. Everything is there, waiting, waiting. But then when Facebook told me that, hey man, you just signed on yesterday. You have to wait 60 days. Imagine that. Elections is in September. And Facebook is telling me I have to wait 60 days. 60 days before I can go live. The PNC people might, oh, yes, yes. Oh, bravo, bravo. They're happy. I can't go live on Facebook. They forget YouTube has an option. So I'm live right now in YouTube. And they hate the fact that, oh, he's without shirt. Oh my gosh. Consider this the beach. Think about it like that. I'm on the beach. We're all on the beach. When you're on the beach, you don't wear clothing. I mean, come on. So think of it like, okay, Dr. Love is on the beach and he's not wearing clothing. The place is hot. All right. I feel like I have to make excuses for this shit. This is my camera. This is my laptop. I'm in my house. This is my life. I make the rules. So if I say I want to be like this, fuck it. I want to be like this. I decide. I make the rules, not Norton. Fucking Norton. To the people of Guyana, I understand that there are a certain section of the society that has become emotionally involved in this Adriana's case. But you have to be vigilant. Even when it comes to these situations, you have to be vigilant. Don't just digest everything that comes to you. Don't just do that. Try to find out what is in the product that is being sold to you. Read the label. This is why a lot of people get caught up in buying expired goods and buying things that are bad for their health because they don't read the label. They take it at face value. It looks good, therefore it must be good. No, it doesn't work like that. You have to know if it is compatible to your system. Not everything that is sold in the grocery store or the grocery section, it means that you can consume it. You might be allergic to a few stuff. Let me use myself as an example. I cannot consume Coca-Cola or any soft drink for that matter, or soda. If I drink Coca-Cola or Pepsi or any soda, I have to hurry the fuck home and get some bitters, bitter. I have to do that because I start having a reaction to that. Headache, dizziness. And this has been for a long time. So in my days of growing up, my mother had to make sure that I get bitters every weekend. Secondly, I cannot eat street foods or junk foods. I can't because I have a similar reaction. For me to eat street food, it has to be from one of these 3-star or 5-star restaurants. Can't just be by the wayside. They call it street food. No, I can't. My system cannot absorb whatever ingredient they're using for those dishes. It's just how it is. So as I go on in this conversation, I want you to comment. Just comment in the comment section. Share this live. Okay? Share it on Facebook. Share it on TikTok. Wherever you can share this live. Don't worry about you want me to put on a shirt? You say. Tell me in the comment section, would you like me to wear a shirt? If you want me to wear a shirt, then I'll wear a shirt. Just say it. But not right now. After, on the next live, it depends on how this live goes, then I'll wear a shirt. But for now, I need to be like this because I'm ready to fight. I am ready to fight. The elections is September. September. The PNC apparatus is busy. The PNC thugs, they're busy. We have to take up arms. And don't go saying that I'm talking about guns, metaphorically. Arms. To guard against the fake news, the fake fabricated news. We have to guard against that, lest we fall victim to the bullshit coming out of the PNC to dissuade us from the goal. The goal is to make sure that the PPP continues on the path of progress for Guyana. The PPP. The PNC has failed in every category. They failed the Guyanese people. From their founding to the last time they accidentally entered the government, which was 2015. Accidentally. They failed miserably. And now all they can do is their best to undermine democracy. The PPP stands for democracy. The PNC is a communist regime. Communist. Worse than Russia and China. The communist regime of the PNC is when you starve your people, like Hitler. That's the PNC. Aubrey Norton, I'll address him properly because when I wear suits, I can say robbery Lurton. But when I'm like this, I say Aubrey Norton. I'll call you by your right names when I'm without shirt. So you can put it in your PNC village voice. You see, the village mentality. The village mentality, the thuggish lifestyle. Yeah, you can do that and quote me on it. So here what? This hoax of a second autopsy that they wasted GoFundMe money to go to the United States to have it done, it was just what I said, a hoax. Let's talk about this so-called doctor, Carol, what's her name again? Let me see let me get her right name. Carol A. Terry. Let's talk a bit about Carol A. Terry. Remember I said in that video on Facebook, on YouTube, you could go watch it again, before Facebook shut me down. As a matter of fact, that's the video that got me shut down. You should go look at it again. The video where I talked about the flying the child again and giving the child justice, that video is what got me shut down. Yeah, because the things I covered in that video, the points I made in that video ended up or turned out to be exactly what happened. Exactly what happened. They would scan the internet. They have their thugs and vagabonds in the United States, the PNC people, and they're going to check every neighborhood for a quack or a corrupt private practice that can tell them what they want to hear and that can do it for money. I said it. Go look at the video. Before this so-called results came out, I said the very thing I'm going to repeat now in that live. It was the day after, the morning, I got a barrage of text messages, Facebook messages, cussing and threatening and all those kinds of stuff. Sell out, your Uncle Tom, the PPP, this and this and that. And I can cuss. Fuck, that's my cuss. But the things they told me on that account that Facebook shut down via messages, I can't come up with those terms. I'm now learning the term scripts. I'm now learning that. I can't even say doggy, daggy. I'm learning. But the things that these niggas belch out to me after that live, it's amazing. I'm like, oh my gosh, really? It was that same morning I got notification, and the next thing you know, I see your logging has expired. Please logging again. Then I knew, okay, I'm fucked. I tried to log in again, and it says you're suspended and you have 180 days to appeal. 6 months. Are you kidding me? Let me talk a bit about Facebook. Let me talk a bit about them. Mark Zuckerberg, you're a scam. You are a hypocrite and a scam. Yes. Nothing I have said in that video warranted suspension. Nothing. I did not incite violence. I did not cause any kind of disruption. Nothing I have said provoked a situation like what Lynch Cop, Bench Cop, Melissa Atwell, David Hines, and all these losers have done leading up to that, from the Lyndon situation to the Adriana situation. They have daily belched out violence, tell people to go and attack Indians. They have, on a daily basis. The other day when that Melissa lady talked about Anel Nandalai and his brother, about this corruption and this thing about selling GPL and all these things. Yeah, they didn't get shut down. Their accounts were not reported. And all the evil and the damage they have done via their Facebook accounts. Because the PPP people are peaceful and tolerant, they did not report them. They know, they understand what their plans are. It didn't affect them. They listen, they may have shared it, but they move on with their lives. I was not close to what those thugs did. And because of the racist niggas, the racial black people in Guyana, and not just there, the Afro-Guyanese in America and these other places that are supporters of the PNC, because they are racial, they banded together and came up with the plan to shut me down. They published it. You have seen. Some of you have seen. I've shared the paper. I've shared the online magazine that nobody reads, where they called to boycott me, report me on Facebook. I must be sanctioned by the ERC of Guyana. Yeah, they called for that. And they finally achieved me getting shut down on Facebook. Yeah, they achieved that. How do you think it affected me? It affected me because the PPP supporters don't return an eye for an eye, because their religion, Hinduism, Islam, and a few Christians, speak against that kind of actions. They turn the other cheek. So when the PNC supporters continue to attack the Indians, attack the PPP, come up with all of these lies and fabrication about Jagdi or Ali, Nandalal, and all these other PPP ministers, they are left to glory in their corruption. The PPP don't go after them. But look at how they crucified me. If they can do that to me, who in their eyes looks like them and should be fighting with them, what do you think they will do to you, the Indians? What do you think? Well, you don't have to think, because they have been doing that since the Demon King. Since the Demon King, they have been doing that. The massacres in Wisma, the massacres on the East Coast, the continued harassment of Indians, the rape, the murder, the robbery, the violence. They continue to do that throughout the history of the PNC. They continue. So what they are doing now, it's nothing new. It's in their DNA. If they don't do that, they're not PNC people. If they don't do that, they are not PNC people. By the way, this grainy image you're getting right now, it's because of the lighting. I am going to make sure I have sufficient lighting on the next live so that you have a better, but for now, ignore all that. Look, listen, ignore all that stuff. Okay? If I look messed up, fuck it. Ignore that. It's not important. What's important is the message I have today. I'm going to set the stuff up after that. I'll get some better stuff. But for now, just bear with me, please. Bear with me. You know, I'm trying. I'm trying. It's not easy. This is why I call upon you to support. Give me your support so I can be better equipped to fight this fight for us. So they continue to target, to attack the Indians. And speaking of which, there's somebody, before I was shut down on Facebook from that last live, some of the people who cussed me out in messages had Indian names. Indian names. A few of them even told me that they are strong supporters of the PPP, but they do not support my message. Why don't I, one person said, why don't I highlight the corruption within the government? And even though they are PPP, there's a lot of things the government is doing that they're not with. I cussed them. I cussed them. I cussed them. So I'm cautioning now these groups that are there on Facebook, these groups that promote themselves as pro-PPP. I am not going to join a group on Facebook, private or public, that is not exclusively PPP. My message is not for PNC, it's for the PPP. But there are people within the groups, naturally so, who are coming under different names, mostly Indian names, so you will think that they're Indians, and they are saying stuff to the detriment of the PPP. So the average person who would read that would think their own people are against them. No. I realized that when I clicked on a few of the messages, because I couldn't understand, what's this two-faced thing with these people? I thought if we are PPP, we are PPP, even if the message don't suit us. We have to think on the bigger stage. This is not about something, if you are a member of the PPP, then this is about something being said that will suit you. We have to look at the bigger picture. We fight for the democracy of Guyana. So if I may say something that you as an individual member may not like, keep it to yourself. As long as my message affects the PPP in a positive light. If I come over as being racial, that's because the PNC are racial and they're saying it openly. They're saying it openly that they're racial. So what am I supposed to do? Turn the other cheek? I wouldn't do that. I wouldn't do that. I would not do that. If they cuss the PPP, I'm going to cuss them. It's as simple as that. So if you are a true supporter, a Jaganite, if you are a true supporter of the PPP, you should not have an issue if I cuss the PNC or those people there. They don't think like you. You want peace, they want war. So if they want war, for heaven's sake, let's give them war. Let's be proactive. They tell you what they're planning to do. They'll tell you how they're coming. And you're going to sit back and hope they change their mind? Look where they've gone. They secured the services of a private funeral home in one of the states. It's not a popular state. A private funeral home. It's not a hospital. It's a medical examiners that works with the county, one of them. Private. They're paid for their services. If somebody dies, as you know how it works, right? They have those in Guyana. Same thing. So this woman, Carol Terry, she and her husband owns the funeral home. It's a funeral home where when somebody dies, that's where they take them. Then they perform an autopsy and they deliver that to the department, the police, or whatever it is. That's what they do. Anybody can pay them and get the results they're looking for. That same funeral home has a long list of lawsuits against them for malpractice, wrongful declaration, conspiracy, what's the other one? Yeah, and they have things to do with discrimination in terms of giving reports. When you go to give testimony, the woman, that lunatic talked to, she is known to give questionable testimonies in the court. She's known for that. It's like, pay me the right price, I'll tell you what you want to hear. I said that in my previous video. I said it. They will find somebody who is so unprofessional that will tell them exactly what they want to hear. And I was going to play that back so you can get a thing as to what I want to say about it. But I don't like the sound of that guy's voice. That they call him Travis Chase. I don't like his voice. When I say I don't like his voice, it means I don't like his voice. The only reason why I listened is because I want to hear what the so-called doctor had to say. She's a pathologist. She comes into play after the person is dead to do the cleanup, to do the, you know what, forensic pathology. That's what she does. She doesn't work with the state. They have a private practice. They need to make money. So anybody, even if that corpse would have been there for 6 months, she would take the case because it's about money. Now, there are a few things that she said that I want to highlight. She tried to cover her tracks by making sure that the statement she made regarding the actual reason why they took that body there, it was consistent with what the three doctors said. She didn't want a fight with them, because if any lawsuit comes, she's like, hey, I did not say it was, no, I said exactly. She made sure she got that out of the way. There comes the propaganda. After that, then whatever she said after that, everything she said after that, it was just to incite more disbelief, because that was the objective of those who were funding this charade. That's their objective. To get somebody to make a statement contrary to the official narrative from these three experts. They found themselves the right client. This could not have happened from a state pathologist, from somebody who's working under an organization that overlooks. She's private. You have to sue her. Then she would say, hey, I just repeated what the parents told me. So when you listen to her, no foul play, case closed. Why are we still talking about this? Drowning, case closed. Why are we still talking about this? Okay, let's go on a bit further. Now you build up a scenario to the point where she has a justifiable position to say, well, I can't give it 100% because someone can be pronounced dead by drowning, but it doesn't mean that they died while in the pool. How the fuck then do they drown? You're talking about this torture case with George Bush, where you hold the person back and you put a cloth over their head and you pour water so they suffocate in the nostril. If that is the case, wouldn't you have marks of violence by strangulation? If you had held that child's head down in the water, wherever, or you close her nose, you open her mouth, and you pour it down, force her to drink water, is that how she drowned? Wouldn't there be evidence? The nose ridge would be broken. She would have stroke in the neck. I'm not a pathologist, and I can tell you that. It's basic common sense. Her chest would be bloated. She said there were no marks of violence on the child's skin. She said that. Consistent with what the three experts said before. Why are we prolonging it? Because they want to come to the point to say that she was murdered, then she dumped into the pool, and then she drowned. Listen to how that sounds. They killed her without touching her body. They lay their hands over her head and said, die. That's why they killed her. There's no marks of an injection, no marks of suffocation. In the toxicology report, no foreign substance, none of that. So this doctor is appeasing these idiots to say it's and she's repeating this guy's, so you can say the death is suspicious. Of course, because that's what you're repeating for her to repeat. She didn't volunteer. All the stuff that she said, that with a question mark, he suggested it. She just repeated the suggestion that he made that was always coming from the family side and the PNC. Everything the woman said about questionable circumstances, about all this proper investigation, thorough investigation, who were the ones calling for that? PNC. They're the ones calling for that. They got the special agent from Canada. He came. What she was suggesting is what he came to do, because they've lost trust in the Guyanese police force, who are blacks, Negroes. They lost trust in them. So, yeah, thank you. Waterboarding. It's called waterboarding. Maybe they waterboarded her and that's how she died. But even with that, you will see the signs. You will see the signs. Neck will be stiff, broken. You will see. Why the fuck am I even talking about this? I have better things to talk about. So when this doctor talked about these suspicious cases that she did not, and this is where she screwed up. As a doctor, this is where she screwed up. You should have followed online this situation without prejudice. You should have gotten copies, which is online, of the autopsy, forensic autopsy that were done from the 3 qualified experts before. Get the police report, study them, read them. Then you will tell the family, there's nothing more I can do. There is nothing more I can do. Or even if she is for hire and it's all about a profit, that's why they run their funeral home. It's for profit. She knew exactly what happened before. So when she said she did not see or get any official, she said that. Have you listened? She said that. She is speaking based on the information given to her from the family, the lawyer, and that lunatic. Based on their account. She is sympathizing because they sold her the story as if the blacks are marginalized. You know, the George Floyd thing, police killing blacks in America. The government of Guyana is covering this up because it's an Indian. The government is Indian and they hate the black people there. So this child is, you get it. You get what they would have done. Play on the emotions of this woman. But she's thinking, well, if they're going to pay me, even though I realize there's nothing I can get from this, I need the money. I have a business to run. I have staff to pay. Because she said there isn't much she could have done. She got to take samples and now to create further question mark. She talks about the throat, the soft tissue in the throat. You fucking. Now she got to do testing. They have to pay more for those testing. All these information has already been covered. Talking about the way they dissect the body, the way they, and you're telling me people listen to this shit. These are 3 pathologists that performed that autopsy that was not necessary. Any funeral home in Guyana could have done that. This is why I blame the Ministry of Human Services and Social Security. This is why I blame you, Dr. Vadaya Persaud. You will let this get out of hand. How did they get the license to take this child out of the country? The government is afraid of these people. They're going to capitalize on this. This doctor has furthered, fueled, based on her statement, disbelief amongst the vulnerable aspect of the Guyanese population. Further fueled disbelief. When she of herself has a question mark over her head, the lawsuits, the scandals for that same doctor in the county where she lives, where she operates, she and her husband, or whoever else is in the joint, it's your husband that runs that funeral home. You pay them, they will tell you whatever you want to hear. They have to satisfy their customers' curiosity. There are cases where people have done the same. They want to refute the state's position as on cause of death. They went to her, and she issued statements in opposition to what the official narrative was. Because of that, she faced lawsuits. Look her up. Look her up. You got her name? Look her up. You see what we're talking about here. They're the one. That's the woman they went to. That's the funeral home they went to. You will think it's a professional clinic, some hospital. No, it's a funeral home where the woman is a pathologist, and with her husband, they start this business to provide funeral services. Somebody dies, they take them there because the government needs the report as to cause of death so it can go into the government's database to know this person is dead. It's a legal requirement. Any funeral home can do that. She serves the county, one of them in the county where she is. So people go there. It's not a reputable place. It's not. So they could have done better. Go to somewhere that doesn't have these things over their head like Muhammad. The Muhammads. You want reputable people, right? These doctors are reputable individuals. Anywhere in the world they can go. Can she? Can she go anywhere in the world and perform autopsy? No. And now her statement wants to challenge 3 male doctors with impeccable reputation, and this lynch cop, this bench cop guy with his I can't curse. I want to curse, but YouTube might flag this video, and you have no idea how much I want to curse. I want to say the F and the S and the MF and the, I want to say that, but I can't. I can't be myself. I'm still suffering from the loss of the Facebook page that they shut down. There were a lot of people there, lots of people. If they can come to YouTube, I'll be happy. You know, give me like 200,000 or more followers on YouTube, subscribers. We have to win in September. They're going to use the situation now and to say, you see, the reputable doc, look at the news. I haven't seen the news yet, but listen to the news. Like news source with this Mosley guy and this idiot Chase. If you have come across their news on this, they're going to hype it up. It reached their base. Their base are a bunch of idiots and lunatics who does not take advantage of the free education that our godly president and government has offered to all Guyanese. These ghetto group, they don't have the patience for learning. Those are the audience that these so-called newscasts are reaching. They want something to wake up their thuggism so they can go back on the street and continue the looting and the protest. Now they have something to say. Well, based on what the doctor says, this other one female, one doctor who runs a funeral home, nobody can fire her. She will get jobs anyhow. Even if her license are revoked, the funeral home would not be shut down. Business as usual. But if she was working for a government institution or some other establishment, she would never say the bullshit she said there in that stupid interview. She would never make those claims to compromise her principles. Never. She wouldn't do it. But to her, this is these black people from Guyana, and they have their issue there. They pay me the money. I'll just tell them what they want to hear and whatever it is. And after all, I'm a white woman, so they'll believe me. They got what they were looking for. Now they come back. They can push for more GoFundMe. They can push for more corruption, more protests. They can push for more of that because they got to hear what they want to hear. And that Chase guy makes suggestions. So you can say that some kind of foul play, and you can say that actually the child didn't die of. I sung better than him. I can't mimic the man's voice. But in other words, telling her, so in actual word, you can say that it wasn't, the child didn't really die of drowning. I don't think so. That's not a question. All right? You're telling her that's what she wants to say. And obviously, she will agree. Get it over with. You guys can leave now. I am paid. Bye-bye. And she's waiting now to see if any person from a law office is going to deliver a subpoena or deliver a document saying that she is sued. Now she has to wait for that to see which of the doctors will do that. Ministry of Foreign Affairs in Guyana, Hugh Todd. It seemed like all of these ministers need a slap in their face, a tuck in their head. This is a foreign affairs matter. You are all there to make the president and the government look good. How did all of this pass your embassy? Not your embassy, your ministry. The Foreign Affairs Ministry had to intervene in this situation. You're leaving another country on a case that is solely a Guyanese matter to go to get a foreign second opinion on something that concerns Guyana. You had to have passed through the Ministry of Foreign Affairs. Secondly, you have a consulate or an embassy in the United States. You're telling me that all of this happened without any due process from the Ministry of Foreign Affairs and the Embassy of Guyana or consulate in America? They just pass through, do that? Is that what I'm supposed to believe here? That's what happened? Think about it. Is that what happened? If that is what happened, all of you should be fired. Foreign Affairs Minister, Home Affairs Minister, Social Services Minister, and the ambassador, whoever it is, in the United States. fired. All of you. This is very bad for Guyana. Very bad. Very bad for Guyana. To know that the government, who should not have gotten involved to calm the situation, compromised and brought 3 experts who had to drop what they're doing to rush because they think they're coming to do a good service to the aid of the government to perform this autopsy that any funeral home, even a hospital, could have done. And after a month, the opposition keeps pushing and pushing and pushing and pushing because they saw they have a weapon. And after a month, their funeral was planned. No, don't plan a funeral. Let's take this further. We'll get the funding. And they get all their secret donors and their funds. And look at what happened. You have caused those 3 doctors to have question marks over their head. This quack now is suggesting indirectly that those doctors were compromised, overlooked a few things. She's the expert. She wants to say, she is saying that these 3 men, they aren't boys, these are grown men who are practicing what they're doing for years. They are doing autopsies for years. They have done more complex autopsies throughout their careers. 3 stood around that child's body and performed an autopsy. 3 men, step by step, the way they would have done it for every other case. A thorough forensic examination, thorough. And this Carol is saying in confidence on camera, in her opinion, they missed something. It wasn't a thorough thing done. You're saying that against 3 renowned doctors, woman? 1 would have missed something. You're saying 3 come together. You're saying that 3 discussed before this autopsy that, hey, we're going to miss this, we're going to miss that. We're going to say that it was drowning. We're going to just cut to waste our time and just to... That's what she's suggesting. They filmed, the 3 doctors filmed the process, took pictures, documented every stage, every step. Did she film what she did? Were there pictures taken of her procedure? Her methods? Was she the only one there? And this is what he said, this Chase guy. Thank you, doctor, for allowing me to observe. When he said before, he stood outside the glass and looked through the glass, wanting to suggest that he was in the room, standing beside the doctor while she was doing that. If that's the case, then yes, that funeral home should be shut down, because it is against procedure. It is unprofessional, against procedure. Okay? In the Guyana situation, it was necessary to have the relevant people there to calm the situation outside. Necessary. So with all the things that she said, the only thing that came out of that is to please the agenda of this aunt and whoever else has something to gain from further inciting doubts and inciting question mark, and if it's possible, restart, reignite the looting, the chaos, the protest. Yeah. Leading up to September. Leading up to September. That's what this is about. You think they care about that child? To them, she's already dead. Fly go, fly come back. They might give the body a parade, like a head of state died. You have a long list of sympathizers and ghetto sponsors walking the street as if this is a head of state who was assassinated. That's what they will do. Yeah. While the rest of Guyana, the 90% of Guyana, are wary of this. Wary. They want to breathe. It's like, why can't we just behave as citizens? They're wary of this. The rest of Guyana. But why be quiet? You know this is not going to end. Something else would surface. This is not going to end. They're going to prolong this until elections. Because this is good for them. The PNC has nothing else to work with. They have no policy. They have no work plan. They definitely have no manifesto. Definitely not. They have no direction. All they have is the ability to play with the emotions of weak, vulnerable Afro-Guyanese. They're skillful with that. They know how to play black people. You see, black people know how to play black people. That shit wouldn't work on the rest of the population. It only works on the vulnerable blacks. Play on the emotions. Oh, it's a child. Oh, it's a grandmother. Play on the emotions while further desecrating that child's corpse. If she's buried, case closed. They can't prolong this. Now they have to come back and have a parliament session to vote on a time when she'll be buried. They had to hype the situation up again, hype it up, social media circulating, hype it up. Oh, it was murder. Oh, it was a cover-up. Oh, the doctors were fake. Oh, this, oh, that. And get all their thugs to join in. Then they plan justice for Adriana, justice for Adriana. And they have this long parade just to bury the 11-year-old child. Just to bury. I've said this continuously. The doctors should file a lawsuit against the social media assholes who have pushed the propaganda that the doctors were corrupt or they were paid or sponsored. They should also challenge this other doctor, this Carol lady, have her practice go under investigation. She's in the right place, America. Let the FBI go and investigate her. Pull her files. Because there's so much lawsuit against her for the same thing. Giving false witnesses, bearing false witnesses. So much. Google it. Research her. It's there. Remember once they had a case in Guyana, where they had it's a funeral home during the days when they had the Roger Khan saga and these things. When this funeral home owner was fingered in a lot of the unsolved murders, when he was accused of planning murders just to get the business for his funeral home, and his home was one of the busiest because people were going there with their dead at exorbitant prices. They were performing autopsy also at that place. Remember? And I think after that he was investigated or arrested. I'm not sure. But when you run a private practice, it's like lawyers. Like them lawyers. Nigel Hughes would know about this. A lawyer will have the evidence that this idiot is guilty. He's looking at the video where his client put a gun to someone's head and pulled the trigger. The lawyer, like Nigel Hughes, is going to see that video. That the man who was there before him, for him to take the case, is guilty. But his job is to defend his client, even though he's seeing the man is guilty. Well, I can defend you for $1 million. Can you get me off? Yeah, of course. That's what I do. But man, come on. You don't worry that. Just say you're innocent. I'll deal with the rest. Nigel is good at that. He knows. So it's like that. These private funeral homes or private business, they're there for the profit. You pay them, they tell you what you want to hear. I'm done with you. So this woman is not a credible case. You should have picked someone more credible. You think because it's Guyana, people don't have the means to research people? You think all Guyana isn't dumb. Most of the black people are dumb. But all Guyana isn't dumb. And the people who are obsessed with this thing are just a few black people that has nothing to do with their time. They want to keep hating on the government. So anything, they're going to keep watching their phones every day. They're going to keep on these people's walls. And anything that comes up, anybody wakes up with some idea and say, the government sent a demon to possess that child to suffocate her under the water. Oh my gosh, look here. I knew it. I knew it. That's what they do. Yeah. And they share it on their social media, the fake news. But they don't get shut down. Because my voice is powerful and it penetrates the lies, they are afraid of my voice. So no, we can't allow him to speak. He should be on our side. Yes, they contacted my relatives. My immediate relatives, not the other fucking idiots. My relatives that make sense. PNC Camp contacted them a while back, asking them to talk to me if I can join the movement against the wrong that is happening in Guyana. Oh, we need somebody like him on our team. You know, I see he can be one of the future leaders of the party and maybe a minister. Yeah, the shit they told that relative. And the person called me. I'm like, are you serious? Me with those niggas. She's like, can you? I said, come on, man. Why are you doing that? I said, I have no interest. None whatsoever. to be anything close to Bornamites and his termites and Aubrey Norton. Even in this condition, where I'm all messed up, I'm angry, I'm messed up, I'm fucked up, I look like I'm drunk. Oh shit. Oh, it's empty. I had some thing here. Yeah. Even under this state, there are people who would still squeeze their eyes. Yeah, I can look at Dr. Lord Persaud. Yeah, you need some. Yeah, but he said the lights is bad, and he said all of that stuff. So I understand. Even like this, I'm still lookable. People can still tolerate my appearance. Aubrey Norton with the best brand of fucking makeup out of Paris. Tommy Hilfiger suits. Slim wear. The best brand of perfume. Even with that, you can get the best Hollywood makeup artists. Even after all of that, you're still fucking ugly. The only reason why people tune into PNC stuff is because they want to hear the lies and the plans that they have against the PNC, the PPP. That's why. Otherwise to that, nobody would watch stuff from the PNC. Nobody. With this idiot David Hines. I mean, you have to understand that people don't watch you people because they're educated. They watch you people because you talk too much. And you are the kind of gangster that exposes your plan against the people you hate. So the people, the PPP people, some of them only watch these others to know that, okay, they still hate us. They hated the PPP yesterday, today, okay, they still hate us. So they would always have some amount of people who would, look at them. That's the thing. So my friends, what I want to say is, in closing this live, is this. Don't share anything else on this Adriana's case. Let that child rest. Let her soul rest in peace. Anything that comes up on your wall, delete it. Just delete it. Or just scroll past. Don't click on it. As long as you click on it, it gets into your head. And when it's in your head, it will affect your thoughts. No matter how you try, it is going to affect your thoughts. Then it affects your thought, it affects the way you feel. Anger is toxic. You get frustrated. You might tend to lash out on the persons in your area. I mean, your home circle, your wife, your husband, your kids, because you can't get to these people who are spreading this propaganda and spreading this hatred and spreading this division. You can't get to them. So you will take it out on the people around you who are innocent. Don't share it. Don't click on it. You want to fill your mind and your heart with beauty and peace and prosperity. That's what you need to do. Stick to what is coming out of the camp of the PPP. Okay? Stick to that. Listen to what's coming out of the PPP. The PPP, the government is telling you every day via its medium how great life is. Every day. You step out of your house, you experience that. But all of you cannot get rich overnight. I know it's your ambition. So if you have issues where you are in your personal life that has nothing to do with the government, don't blame the government for that. The PNC wants you to blame the government for the fact that you eat too much. They want you to blame the government for the fact that you drink too much alcohol. They want you to blame the government for the fact that your husband is cheating on you. Everything that has nothing to do with governing a country, PNC wants you to blame the government for that. It's not fair. Your personal life is your responsibility. It's not the government. If the government is increasing the monthly income, if the government is doing its best to drop the prices, to stabilize the economy, why can't you do your part? Budget properly. Don't consume what is not essential. Don't spend what you don't have. Don't plan when you don't have a base. You're putting yourself under pressure, and when you can't bring that to reality, you tend to find some kind of kinship with these PNC people who, no matter what you give them, they will never be satisfied. They will always create, invent, or find somewhere to blame the government. And you're going to join with them because you are bitter. Not because the government has done something wrong to you, but because you have not managed your life properly. If your area is the problem with the water system, understand that you're not the only one being affected. Other citizens too. And it's not that the government has not been taking that into consideration. Just be patient. It's one village at a time. You have issues with your pension. You have issues with this or issues with that. Go to the relevant department. The president can't deal with that. Go to the relevant department. There are people there who are paid to serve you. If the staff, if the clerk cannot do the job, ask for the supervisor. If the supervisor can't, ask for the manager. If the manager can, ask for the CEO, then the director, then the permanent secretary, then the minister. There are stages. But the PNC wants you to bypass all of these people and go straight to the president. That don't work like that. This is why you have anger and you can't justify your anger. Because today you're angry at the president and tomorrow you realize, oh shit, it wasn't his fault. It's never his fault. Manage your life properly. You have spent too much time on this case with this Adriana, too much time. From the time the doctors who should not have been there pronounced on the issue, case closed. You're done with it. But every time you give it attention, it's affecting you. Every time. Move on. If you finish with a relationship, you're finished with the relationship. You don't tell the man it's over, and then you move out, you get a divorce, but you're still taking his call. You're replying to his text messages. Okay, just talk. If it's done, it's done. You move on. Forget. Forgotten. Bye-bye. Finish with this case. Let the PNC hold on to ghost. They're good at that. That's what you need with Obia. Obia, you don't deal with the living. You deal with the dead. So the PNC are used to dealing with spirits. But that child's soul is an angel. It's a sad thing that they're using that child's soul for this nonsense. But they're used to that. Go to any Obia place in Guyana, look at the line, and who is there? Black people, mostly women. It's a fact. So don't get consumed with the things coming out of the PNC. They are used to that kind of shit. Don't allow it to consume you. good citizens of Guyana, you have your days that God has given you to manage well. Entertain the things in your days that will enhance you, make your today better than yesterday. Plan today so that tomorrow will be better than today. But it has to do with what you take into your consciousness. Whatever you sucked through your eyes, through your ears, will determine what platform you have created for yourself tomorrow. But if you block this thing now from the PNC and this whole corruption, if you block that today, tomorrow you can wake up not running to your Facebook feed or running to TikTok to see what's new from the PNC. The best way, and I'll leave you with this, the best way to hurt someone is to forget them. The best way to hurt someone is to forget them. Meaning, in your mind, they don't exist anymore. So even if you notice them somewhere, in your mind, they don't exist. So you can walk past them without the urge to acknowledge them. That is what hurts more than confronting those people. If the PPP supporters want to get back at the PNC and all these people that are planning against the Indians and the PNC and the PPP people in Guyana, ignore them. Don't click on their feed, unfollow them on social media, don't respond to their propaganda, don't share it, ignore it. Focus on the beauties that Guyana has and the greatness of our leaders. Focus on that and promise in your heart that come September, no Muhammad, no robbery, whatever, nobody can influence you to vote for them, because you are a PPP supporter 1000%. That's your identity. That's your birthright. Cling together. Cling together. Don't split your votes. And tomorrow, I'll give you more. If I'm pissed tomorrow, then it's no shirt. If you see me without shirt, it means I'm upset. But if I come looking properly, I'll get some proper lights and other lights and stuff. But for now, like I said, I apologize for disturbing your site because I wasn't sure if I would come live on YouTube, because Facebook, didn't give me that opportunity. So on this new account that Facebook has, that I have to wait 2 months before I can go live. The other one I have to forget about that. The PNC got to shut down. But like me on this, if you can, not if you can, I'm asking you, subscribe. Just click the subscribe button here, below there, and share this. Just share it, click on that, so that the people know that I'm still here. On TikTok is Dr. Sherwin Warner on TikTok. On here, it's what you see. On Facebook is Sherwin Warner. And I appreciate your efforts. Thanks for watching. Thanks for tuning in. I'm going to read your comment. Okay, let's see what we have here. Golly Gad, I'll read some for you. You're seeing it yourself. I don't have to read stuff. But just give me a... Golly Gad says, shame on GCOM. Golly Gad again says, GCOM must take full responsibility for the suffering of the Guyanese. Of course. That's because of what happened last time, 2015, 2020. Derek says, true. Rowena says, wow. Mike, what is it? Carpen says, good afternoon. Thank you, Mike. Rowena Lal, are you kidding me? Seriously? Yeah, compared to Norton and Hines, of course. But come on, man. I'm messed up. I'm fucked up. Yeah. Bibi Shaq, Bibi Ishak says, it was a great pleasure listening to you. Have a wonderful, peaceful night. You're looking very tired. Oh, yeah. See, there we go. There we go. If you want to know the truth, get a woman's opinion. Because men lie all the time. A woman will tell you exactly like it is. And she don't give a shit if it hurts your feeling. And yeah, baby, my feelings are hurt. Because I look sleepy. Of course, I'm not sleepy. I'm just angry. I'm upset. But thank you. Women tell you the truth. That's what you can live with them, but you need their opinion. They'll tell you like it is. Thank you, Bibi. Isha. You're looking very sleepy and tired. I'm done. I'm stopping here. That's it. I'm done. I'm not reading anything else. Okay, fine. Just a little bit more. Aubrey makes Uncle Coffee look handsome. See? There you go. Rowena, Ali. Women again. Aubrey makes Coffee Square looks handsome. Women tell you the truth. That's it, fellas. Don't get angry. Women tell you the truth. Thank you very much. Anyway, until next time. Goodbye now.